Okay. Yeah, you might need to... I'm doing a bit of voice on stream now. We'll be on in a couple of minutes, folks. Just be right with you.
Write a theme tune. Sing the theme tune.
Either or.
Has anyone else become obsessed with the Rhubarb Barbara German tongue twister song on TikTok?
It has been all over my fucking feed for like the past 2 days.
Just, it lives in my head.
Yeah.
I've been watching us.
You've been watching us. We're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Wet cheese, everyone.
Yes.
I was just checking the sound for you.
Thank you. Yeah, sound is on. Hopefully we are live on the internet. It's very hard to tell. Hello, welcome to Bonus Action Heroes. Tonight we pick up with our Out of the Abyss campaign. Last week. What happened last week? The party, following their battle with Bupido, made their way towards Gracklestugh, and although they had the option to try and use some of the ancient gnomish canals to get into the city, not Gracklestugh, Blingdenstone, got Gracklestugh on the brain, they opted to go to one of the makeshift ports and make their way inland on foot. Upon arriving, they saw a kind of ingenious lock-like mechanism that would have been, in its day when it worked, would have been possible to turn a ship and send it back out into the Dark Lake, but it was unfortunately broken. A number of drow statues were present, and when Drodin, leading the way as he knew Blingdenstone, realised that these statues were actually animated, and an attack ensued, and a earth elemental also joined the fray, its eyes glowing with some strange red magic. After a short but painful for probably Drodin and Serdi battle, the party making their way towards Blingdenstone. You are going in on foot at the moment, so it probably will be and maybe half a day to make the rest of the journey, but you are relatively close now. You are relatively close. Drodin would know that Blingdenstone, the city proper, which has been largely abandoned for quite some time, but in the last 10-20 years, it's not quite clear how long the gnomes have begun to take back the city, which was sacked by the drow. So that's where we pick up. You are heading back inland, northwards. Drodin, you would know that the city proper is surrounded by a number of mines on the outskirts. They mine things like salt, gems, metals to a degree, minerals definitely. So you may come across some of these mines as you make your way in, but you do know that there's probably more that has been lost than has been recovered. So the roads are largely unprotected, and I say roads, they are trails through the Underdark. I'll hand over to you. What would you like to do?
Rodin, come here. Take a look at this creature with me. Did you see it had glowing eyes, but when it died, they shifted?
I would happily come over and have a look, Tink, but unfortunately, apparently it's a combat turn, so I can't move.
Shh.
Very unfortunate for you.
You don't need to move your token to go and have a look, Jim. Just Take your
No,
look.
that's very true. There could be another combat in a second. We don't know. Yes, I'll wander over and have a thorough little look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know any kind of effects that might cause? Like, Jim is assuming that eyes changed color as like a show of possession, but Drodin would need to figure that out.
I'm wondering it's something. I'll say this in character. I'm wondering if it's something like the two-headed creature we met that wasn't really under its own.
Oh, the giant in Greckelstug. Yes. Yes, it very well could have been. I can't remember if that one's eyes kind of glowed for a moment. I did remember it was rather sullen, and also somewhat relieved when it died. It could be an unfortunate sign if we're seeing elements of that in Blingdenstone, so we might have to be a tiny bit cautious moving forward.
What was it last time? What did you do to? What was the fix?
Oh, we killed that as well, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
What was it?
It was a stone giant, I think.
And what was possessing it?
The Darrow were doing something?
Darrow had crafted some kind of talisman that was causing them to sprout two heads and go a bit mad. It's entirely possible that the Darrow that were operating in Gracklestug might also have some degree of reach over here in Blingdenstone.
You're like a franchise.
Yes, I suppose.
Well, you do know the way anyway, right?
Yes.
Well, after you.
Now, we do need to figure out where we're going to go first. We can go to a bar and try and ask around, get a bit of insight as to what's going on in Blingdenstone, or I can try and track down my friend who lives here.
Based on current company and our unannounced arrival,
my friend is probably a Spotify.
Yeah, probably something like that, or somebody official, or somebody who can make introductions, or.
So, just for Drodin's benefit, this is what Earth Elementals looked like when you were last in Blingdenstone. That generally made of rock and gems with a green glow, a green energy that seems to animate them. The one that you saw in the cavern was more like this.
Ooh.
So for reference. So it would look different to you, Drodin. I mean, you've not got huge experience with Earth Elementals, but it would look slightly different to what you saw last time you were here.
FYI, Malice and I are chiseling its head open.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it is dead. So.
And when I said, come over here and take a look at it, I didn't mean just gaze upon it. Whack.
It's a combination of rocks and mud, and whatever was holding it together is no longer, and as you chip into the head you do see a couple of gems, green, probably worth about 25 gold each.
And we take them.
One for you, or one for me.
One for me.
I'm guessing there's nothing particularly. He doesn't look like he's rotting inside, or.
No,
what would it look like if he were a.
Whatever was. Again, Drodin would know that the energy that animates them usually would be green, but for some reason this one it was red, and at the moment of death it changed back to green.
Does it feel necrotic? Does it feel like necromancy? Is there anything a bit too close to home?
I'll let you roll. I mean, anyone that wants to can roll Arcana. I'd let someone roll Nature, and I'll let you roll Religion as well.
I'm going to have a go at that one only because it's death-based.
Okay.
What's the best one? Oh, none of them are very good. Let's go Religion then. Oh, Thomas.
I
forgot about that thing.
I didn't know he was still around. Welcome
That's how
back,
long it's been
Thomas.
since V rolled a crit.
Yeah, yeah. What do we have?
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I got a 20 on Religion.
Okay. So, we'll start with Malice. So the Earth Elementals come from the elemental plane of Earth. And religion-wise, they can be bound, they can be summoned, but it would not normally change their nature like that. But you don't think it was anything demonic. There is no sense of anything demonic. And Tink, with a 25, you have a sudden burst of memory. You're sat with this incredibly tall woman, or maybe you're just small. She is beautiful and radiant, and her hair is almost like blue, like peacock feathers. It is so vibrant and bright. And you're talking about some kind of issue with elementals. And this woman kind of points out, well, the issue, the reason the earth elementals are turning upon us is because the air elementals have been summoned to disrupt them. And you suddenly have this flashback to that discussion and realise that potentially it could be that some beings from other elemental planes are being used to disrupt and interfere with the earth elementals. Sorry, it's a bit vague. I wasn't expecting you to ask that.
Actually, it could be that some beings from other elemental planes are being used to disrupt these.
That's quite a stretch, Tink. How could you come up with such a random idea like that?
I've seen it before.
And how would that explain the kind of possessive quality of it?
I don't know the intricacies of it, but it did look very similar. I'm convinced this is other things from the elemental plane.
I've got a question. Based on that, if we see another one, what do we do?
Oh.
If we see one by itself rather than with other things attacking us, I do wonder whether we could make a more diplomatic attempt. However, considering we were already under attack, we didn't have much option this time. I'm sure Serdi would be willing to have that conversation if he comes upon them while he's leading the way.
Alternatively, there might be some kind of magical means we can do to try and assist, kind of like break them free from whatever influence they're currently under. Perhaps a spell like calm emotions or protection from evil. Don't know. Don't know how well it would work, but we could try.
You can normally have a conversation with these things under normal circumstances.
If
So
you
we
can
just say-
speak the language.
Do you?
Oh, they're
Does
very
anyone?
humorous folk.
I can't, but thankfully, telepathy allows me to talk to them without having to need to, I think. I haven't met anyone I don't share a language with in a long while.
Well, that's good.
Otherwise,
Well-
it'll be a bit of a bugger that we've lost stool.
We'll see a little intake of breath at that from Malice, and she'll just quarter turn away from everyone.
Too soon.
Simultaneously, you can see Tink squeezing her eyes together. She probably looks like she's doing a poo, but I can't remember what we did about it. I'm trying to remember. I can't. This is so frustrating.
Are you pooping?
Are you
Certainly I'm
pooping?
not.
What we did about what?
Stool?
The elementals last time. Anyway, we've got a bit of a plan in case we run into something similar. Shall we?
30. Onwards.
Okay, what's your marching order?
Well, I'll have to go direct. If we're sending Serdi out front, I'll go directly behind Serdi so I can, give him the directions like a shit sat-nav
Okay.
that hasn't updated its roadmap to include all the new streets.
Yeah, very true. It is going to be very... When were you last here?
It probably would have been 50 or 60 years ago.
Oh shit.
Okay. That would have been before it was retaken by the gnomes.
Now there's a pret-a-manger on every corner.
There is. Yeah.
Oh, that steakhouse wasn't here last time I was here.
Greg's.
It would be Greg's because it's in the north, right? Pret's a London thing. It's more of a Grackle
Yeah,
Stew.
I was about.
I was just
I
going
was
to
about.
complain
Oh
about
my
the
god!
Shut up, the pair of you.
Never complain about the Gregs. Be grateful for the Gregs.
Wasn't
Also, we have the
complaining
largest
about
Gregs
it.
in the country in Leicester Square, so.
Yeah, it's not the only one in London.
Have you seen
No.
the one in Birmingham? There is a floor in the Primark in Birmingham that has a Greg's restaurant.
Nice.
What have I started?
Oh, buying, getting. Oh,
In
can you imagine
Shropshire,
working at Primark and getting all that flaky pastry on all the oh god. I used to
Over
I
here
worked
at
in
Subway.
Primark, so. Oh, Subway.
it's Subway here. We've even got them in fucking supermarkets now. Every shop you go into, there's a Subway attached to it.
You better have made some gourmet restaurants for Blingdenstone, that's all I'm saying. Anyway,
Anyway, the streets
Sadly.
look different, right?
Well, there's no
Serdi,
streets yet.
Drodin.
Hello.
I'm happy to go next.
I'll go at the back.
I will. So yeah, it was Serdi and Ambrose together. Drodin, Tink, Malice. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So you march onwards, probably for half a day. You don't see another soul. You don't see any more of the statues. You don't see any gnomes. You follow a road which at some point this would have been a canal. The engineering of the place is phenomenal, but sadly it's clearly hundreds of years beyond when it was usable and when it was at its prime. And after probably a little after lunchtime, you see up ahead a number of small figures marching around. You can see what looks like large carts being pulled by huge lizards. The people are probably about 3 foot tall. They're quite slow. They do seem to sort of meander along, and you can see that they're pulling these carts out of a huge tunnel. They don't seem to have seen you approach, but you do. There is a person that seems to be directing it. He is a gnome, greyish blue skin, quite light skin. It's a big moustache. He's carrying a little torch and seems to be. The torch does not appear to be fire. It appears to be magical, and he's looking in each of the carts as they're pulled out, and then nodding, and the cart heads off with this huge lizard pulling it.
Can we see what's in the carts?
From here, it just looks like rocks.
Drodin, are they friendly? Can we go over and say hello?
Can I look around the general area and up to see if they're sort of being overseen, or if there's any like scouts or recon?
You can roll
for these guys.
Roll a perception if you like, but
before I answer Tink, I'll let Steve do his rolls.
Okay, well, your passive is higher than that. You don't see anyone. If anyone else wants to roll perception, you can. If they have seen you, they are pretending they haven't.
I'm going to look over at Tink and then look back to them, and just have a brief moment of going, I have no idea. But there is a simple way to find out. And then he'll just start walking over to them. Start calling out, going, hello. Lovely to meet you all. I'm looking for directions.
As you step forward, Drodin, you go, hello. You hear, literally to the side of you, probably about 15 feet away, the click of a crossbow. Don't move, Drow.
My name is Drodin.
My name is Jeff.
Don't
Can
move.
I flutter up behind him?
Drodin.
Well, next
Drow.
to him.
Yeah.
My last name isn't Drow.
He's with us. He's not one of those kinds of drow. There's a whole group of us. We're just trying to find our way to the city.
Wait there. And you just hear a whistle. And as you hear that whistle, you see that there is a gnome stood against. There was actually more than one stood against the stone wall, and kind of eyes hurt a little bit. It seems to just blend in with the stone incredibly well. You see the guy with the moustache wander over. Again, he's very small, about 3 foot tall. Huge white moustache, hair starting to thin on top, but he's not smiling, but he doesn't seem aggressive. What do you want, Drow?
We're here just following a few little leads for things, and I wanted to check in on an associate of mine, a lovely fellow by the name of Kazook Pickshine.
You know Kazook?
I did, yes. He actually saved my life from a magical experiment gone wrong. So I owe him a great deal.
And you... And the other Drow? She's with you?
Yes, we are. We're not Lothite Drow from Menzo Baranzan. So we're not here to cause problems.
Right. And who's the elf? And this Fae? Are you a Fae? Are you a machine? What are you? Sorry.
That is what I would like to find out, and what better place to find out than here in Blingdenstone, where you clearly have such knowledge of mechanics and invention. Captain Tink, at your service.
Captain, pleasure. Nice to meet you. Are you, is there more of you, or is it just these people? Who is the other drow?
I can't remember if...
I don't need to tell you, but drow can be very unpleasant.
I've just recognised what accent you're doing, and I enjoy it.
I know. It's because Steve did Borat, so I've been fighting that for about...
Great success!
My wife!
I will turn to Seth and go, did we just... I'm sure, I might be wrong, but I'm fairly certain you disclosed that you're not a drow, are you?
I am not a drow.
No.
I'm sure you already referred to me as an elf.
I'm
Which is
talking
correct,
about
I am an elf.
the lady drow and the kobold.
The lady drow who has been trying to introduce herself for the last few minutes with men speaking over her.
Terribly sorry.
Step forward, and she'll be like, I'm sorry for the inconvenience that we're causing. My name is Malice. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine.
Do they shake hands? Is
Yeah,
that a thing?
he'll hold his hand out. Kind of grabs you just beyond the hand on the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Hail!
Hello. You can travel with us if you want. I don't mind. I'm sure Dorbo will say whether you're welcome or not. And if you're not, well, we have lots of earth elementals. We'll smush you, so don't do it, you know?
I love this. May I ask, sorry, what was your name? And would I be able to ask what it is you're transporting here?
Yeah, I'm actually Kazuk's brother. I'm Dosko.
Lovely to meet you, Dosko.
Pleasure. So he saved you then. He saved the drow. He did tell me the story. He said you were kind of skinny and a bit weak and got in a bit of trouble. Remind me.
Sounds like our dreading.
Why don't you tell me what happened so I can tell if you're telling the truth?
I tried to cast a spell that was beyond my understanding or means at the time, when still is. I tried to produce a teleportation circle, which created a bit of a horrible torrent of force, and it horribly mangled my arm at the very least, before Kazuk was able to intervene, get the magic shut down, pull me out of the way.
Yeah, he used a spell gem, I think.
Yes, if he hadn't have done that, I probably would have been no larger than a piece of crumpled paper.
He was always a bit worried he shouldn't have done that and helped the drow, but seems you're okay. So, if you want to travel with us, you can. The kobold's okay though, right? You've
Oh yes, he's quite a noble and
house trained.
House trained, neutered. He's good to go.
I don't know.
Fully off these vaccinations.
I don't know about neutered.
He's definitely okay. He's maybe the best of us.
It's canon now. Sorry, Tom.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Hi, Davey.
It's been established.
That's what happens when you have other things on.
My friend Malice asked, "What is it you're transporting?"
Or
what?
Or. Yeah.
Or of what type?
Like metal and gems and things.
Oh, a variety of ores. Sorry, I don't know much about this area, and it's all very interesting.
You're not like
said you
other
had
drow. Sorry.
Been told that. I don't think it's anything to apologise for. don't think I'd want to be like other drow.
I'm glad you're not. Shall we?
What?
You said that you had earth elemental.
Yeah.
Are they under your control?
Well, mostly.
I can't help but detect a hesitation in your speech there. Mostly?
Yeah,
Meaning
mostly. And the carriage starts to move, and they kind of their average walking speed is about 20 foot. If you consider a human is 30 foot, they're quite slow compared to you. They've just got very little legs, even slower than Serdi. They kind of walk at stall speed for context.
Explain that to me and V.
Yeah, I'm saying, thank God, some representation.
We kind of have a bit of a problem with. It's no secret. But we've been retaking a city, and you know how, like when things are abandoned, things get in. We have a bit of a problem with. It's some kind of thing that makes elementals go a bit loopy and turn.
I think we've met one of your loopy elementals. Unfortunately, had to stop it before it stopped us.
Oh, well, you don't really kill them. You'd kind of send them back, and it's kind of okay as long as you're not cruel. But it's
Do you know what it is?
I do.
Please do share.
Oh, okay. You want me to share? It's a thing called Gnome-splaining. Much of the Blingdenstone was lost, and we have kind of lost quite a lot of it. More is lost than is found. But there are bits that we tried to take back, and it went very bad. There is a thing in there that turns elementals. It kind of takes over them and sends them mad, and then so we have just blocked it off, and we just leave it. That bit's lost.
Can you type that in the chat for the dyslexics in the group, please?
Yeah.
That was a fun word to try and work out what it must be.
It's spelt like ogre, M-O-C-H. Oh, wrong keyboard.
I like the fact that you think I can spell ogre without going through 4 different spellings. Like, I know the letters, I don't know the order.
Gnome-splaining, yeah. It's, I don't know. We have many theories about what it is, but I think it's probably air elemental. You know, some kind of... Because the drow took the city and broke everything just to be shitheads, you know, like they do.
I told you so, didn't I tell you? You should listen to me more. I am very intelligent.
I didn't say you weren't.
Sorry, I was addressing them.
Oh. It's hard to tell because you're up there. Like flying and stuff.
If she is shouting it, it's generally at us, so please don't. If it's above her normal register, discount it.
Just not being rude, but don't be shouting in the tunnels because like rocks can fall and stuff, you know. You get like a big boulder on your head, you don't forget that. Oh, you do.
Yes.
If it's big enough, you do forget it.
Of course, I knew that. I was just getting excited. My apologies.
Just be careful, you know, there is things.
You're very... When you speak, I can always detect an ellipsis after you're... Like, you don't want to finish the thought, but you don't. What things?
Like, many things. Do you know what a grimlock is?
Do I know what a grimlock is?
I don't know, do you? You can roll a history if anyone wants to know what a grimlock is. And the were-rats, have you heard of were-rats?
Is it a robot that turns into a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
It is, well, only when it combines with 3 of its friends.
Right.
Or 5, I don't know.
At that mouse, did you say were-rats?
Yeah, Were rats. That's the other problem. I mean, I don't want to put you off coming to the house, but we do have were rat problem also. Went slightly more Borat then. It's because I was looking at Steve's face.
I do have that effect on people.
Your face invokes Borat. So, yeah, it's got quite a lot of problems. It's good though. We have, like, we've taken back, I mean, this is very good ore for making metal that is resistant to all of the oozes and shit that are in the city.
Is anyone dealing with all of your problems?
We're trying. Why? Are you for hire?
We'd like to be able to help.
Okay.
We would appreciate an audience with whoever is in charge. And we've learned that one of the better ways to do that is to put ourselves in good stead by doing good deeds.
Ah, good.
I think I owe Kazook more than enough to handle a few things at least. So.
I think Kazook would be very happy to show you his new things that he's made.
I would be very interested to see the things he's made. I've started dabbling in creating things as well.
I'm going to recommend that you need to speak to Seni and Dorbo Digamatuk. They are the rulers of the city. And Digamatic, yeah. It's a great family name of the gnomes.
It just sounds like a large boring drill or something. Like a Dig-O-Matic.
There's nothing boring about drilling.
No, it's a boring drill is a very, very big drill that you make to create a cave system.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us that's what we do.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not boring. That's just what those drills are called.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from, probably.
Is Drodin managing to gnome-splain?
He's
he's just confused and being like, I don't want you to think I'm calling your profession boring.
It's probably translation, yeah.
And it's probably a combination of I can't tell if you're fucking with me and the autism.
I'm not, no. Are you fucking with me?
I don't know.
You
I don't understand what's going on
anymore. If you don't know, you're probably not.
Would you like to?
Would you like to? No.
Well, we can discuss that another time. But I have a high intelligence score, not a high wisdom score.
But
I think I
nice.
just aged 5 years.
So,
I reverted to a child.
I'm not going to be able to introduce you. I'm not important. But if you speak to Axel at the gate, he might be able to get you an audience.
You should not let society dictate whether you are important or not. You
No,
have
I'm
been the most
important.
helpful person.
I'm important. I get the ore. I choose the best. We make
Yes.
things. It's very good.
I'm
But
just saying, value yourself. Don't put yourself down.
I wasn't. I just don't have the ear of the king and queen, you know?
Could you put the king and queen's name in the chat, please?
Yeah? Do you want me to write it down for you?
That would be wonderful.
In Undercommon?
If you could also record an audiobook in this voice, that would be lovely.
You can use
terrible.
You can use my magic quill if you like. Just because it's always on hand.
Also, I got a 20 for my Grimlock check.
Okay. I'm going to say that you've seen a Grimlock then, and I'm going to show you what one looks like.
Ooh.
They are
Oh,
They are blind, grey, distended, obese, smelly, horrible creatures. And I think they eat anyone they come across. But they live in the dark. They're completely blind. Not very nice. Do you believe in we might as well go tell you all of it. There, we have a Medusa as well, apparently.
Apparently. It's just a rumor, or
Well,
it sounds like you haven't seen them yourself.
Well, it's in the closed bit. The problem with the Medusa, if you see them, then you kind of can't tell anybody. So anyone that has seen it is just a statue. So it's kind of unfortunate.
And have there been statues found to support this claim?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I heard that she was a drow and did something to do. Yeah, she was like a bit of shit, and when she did like magic and stuff, it made her turn into a snake-headed lady, and she turned all her people into statues, and now stalks around Rockblight, turning all of anyone into statues. Sorry, why are you laughing? I shouldn't look at the screen when I'm doing the stupid voice. Apologies if this accent sounds like any real accents. It's not meant to cause offence. That's why it's inconsistent.
I have been meaning to ask, have you seen any of the drow coming through?
Drow? No.
Of the drow.
Why?
Because apparently there has been a drow travelling that is a bit of an arse. And they apparently went a bit loopy and were heading in this direction. They're an unsavory type, the bad kind of drow.
They're following you?
No, they would have been here ahead of us.
Oh, we wouldn't let them in, no. They're not allowed. You have to... Like, drows are the whole reason this place is a shithole, and they're not allowed. I mean, I make exception for you because you are the skinny wizard boy that my brother saved. He tells stories about you and how you were not a shit. So for me, that's enough. And the other lady, she's very polite. I mean,
very kind of her.
I know it's drow, so you might be just doing that for lowering of the defenses, but you get smushed by earth elementals if you do anything dodgy. I'm not scared. Not threatening you, though. You're very welcome.
You said no drow had passed through.
Yeah.
Any strangers passed through? Any non-locals, non-natives passed through recently?
We did see. It's very weird. Do you know the Marconids? I don't know how to say the word in Undercommon. The mushrooms. You know them?
Yes, we do.
We had a load of them dancing and singing about a wedding, which is weird because they don't dance or sing normally. Some big wedding.
No.
Asked us to go, but I said I was busy.
Is it okay if I ask when this was and what direct? Stop!
I can't come to your wedding. I'm busy.
But I haven't told you when it is yet.
I'm very busy digging stone. It's very important. I can't stop doing it for even 5 minutes.
Davey likes the accent as well. I don't know what accent it is. It's just vaguely Northern Europe.
I feel like this accent came about because we were talking about Norsemen before the start of the stream.
Yeah. So no, we didn't go. It was 3 weeks ago, maybe.
How long have we been travelling?
Only a few days. 3 weeks is 30 days, by the way. So because it's a 10-day, so you have 10 days in a week.
So they pass through here, and then when
Yeah.
Do
you want to borrow some red string?
All got mallet.
Maybe. And which direction were they trampling in?
Kind of that way.
And if I have a mental map,
Southwest.
Southwest. Thank you.
Yeah, he just seems to gesture, just automatically goes out that way, and doesn't really tell you the direction. Right. If you want to sit on the cart, you can. If you want to save your legs or your wings or your small dragon thing. That's a weird thing. Hope that's house
I'll
trained.
hop on.
His name is Ambrose, and
Oh,
a wonderful creature.
yeah, seems very kind and quiet and things. Is it house trained too?
Yes.
Good. We don't want people shitting in our city. We have toilets.
City.
Yeah, we have toilets and plumbing as well. We do. We're very advanced. What's that? It's important to have the conversation about how civilized we are, because many of the outsiders, they come and buy our things and they shit everywhere. What's wrong with them? Don't you have plumbing where you come from? In Elf
By the sounds of it, your city is much more advanced than a lot of others.
Really? I mean, if you were as low to the ground as we were, you would understand why we invented that pretty early. You know?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the smell lingers down here. Yeah, about half a day if you want. You want some food? Do you want food?
What Birth Neblin fare do you have to
we
offer?
have the I don't know if you have it. It's you kind of it goes in a bag and pulls out a thing. It's kind of like
Cheese
like,
but wet?
No, it's I don't know the name for them. The little mushroom, very small, and you boil them till they are moist, and then you roll them with the meat in. It looks like sushi.
Oh.
It's the lizard meat in the middle is spiced, so it's a little bit spicy, and it's wrapped in this small.
You shouldn't have led with mushrooms, because this is a lot better than I was expecting.
I think you're probably from the surface, the flying lady thing, Captain. You have eaten the rice. Have you eaten that?
Mm.
Yeah, we get all of the surface food in Blingdenstone. These mushrooms are very similar to the rice. So you can make all of the things you can make with rice, you can make with these.
Oh, you can make so much with rice.
I don't know. I've only tried chickens and taters and and rice.
Those are the 3 foods you've tried.
Yeah, surface food, very fancy.
Oh, the 3 surface foods. Do you have any other surface foods? Do you have pastry?
Yeah, it's pretty basic, isn't it? The weird thing
All I've seen for the past few weeks is mushrooms.
Yeah, but the surface pastry is not blue. That's weird. It's kind of like beige. Don't you find that a bit off-putting?
No. Okay, it's the same old pastry, never mind.
Oh, no, we have this surface pastry. Do you want to buy flour? I think they have, they have the custard, I think it's called. They put that on the pastry. It's pretty nice, I got to say.
It's one of my favourite things.
Is it?
Yeah.
You need to talk to Tata at the foaming mug. He has all of the best things from Mantle Terrace. Sells many of them.
I'm so hungry right now.
I just saw Hazel and I go, write a note.
Yeah, we have all of that.
This is the most important note we're going to make.
I think this week she has cabbage soup, I think it's called. It's kind of green, but it tastes okay with a bit of salt. I mean, that's the other thing with mine in that cart there. That's salt. Makes all food taste better. I'm sure you know that. Sorry, I'm not gnome-splaining to you.
I love salt.
I love salt. I love salt so much.
Makes everything better.
It does.
Absolutely does.
Pastries?
Yeah, well, on the surface they have I think it's called sugarcane or something. And they can make it's like anti-salt, I think I call it. It makes things very sweet. Have you tried it? It makes your teeth fall out, but it's kind of nice.
Salted chocolate, pain au chocolat. Oh, so good. Salted caramel. Salt makes everything better. You put it in everything. It goes in everything. It's amazing. And I think at this point, Malice is just really in. Like, is salt a thing in other places in the Underdark? Like, is she aware?
Yeah, it is, but most of it comes from Blingdenstone. So unless you've got good relations with Blingdenstone, it's a little bit rarer.
Drow food is bland.
It is. It's really bland. So I think she's quite excited about this idea of salt.
Only the rich drow would have salt readily available.
She finds out it can be used for preserving things.
Oh.
It makes food better and it keeps dead bodies.
Yeah, it's true.
Please don't read too much into the fact she said that.
Have you tried? It might not have any left, but salted perk, I think it's called.
That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's good. It's very salty.
A little bit of oil dribbles down.
Oil. Yeah. If you want some salt, you can just take it. It's fine. I've got lots.
You're really laid back.
Yeah. Well, I just add some mushrooms, and it makes the day go fast.
I understand. Are we there yet?
So where are you from? What are you doing here? Why are you all traveling together in a weird kind of diverse group of strangers? It's kind of interesting. I want to hear your story. Tell me.
Why aren't you travelling in a weird group of diverse strangers?
We don't have many diverse strangers in our city. We'd like to, but most people are dicks, and it's easier just to not let people in. Do you want some mushrooms?
We all met actually not long ago. We were all captured by drow and imprisoned by drow. We escaped together, and we've been together ever since. So I think it's safe to say none of us here None of us present are friends of the drow.
That's good. That's very good. Oh, I have this. And he goes back in his bag. And he pulls it out, just holds up this orange ball. Have you seen these?
Is that it? No, it can't be.
I don't know what it's called, but it's orange and it's a fruit.
That is an orange.
Yeah, it's orange, but it's a fruit as well.
No, it is named after... I don't know if the colour is named after the fruit or the fruit is named after the colour, but that is called an orange.
Oh, I've been calling it sweet fruit for a while, but orange is kind of easier, I guess. Do you want to try a bit?
I've had some, but everyone should. It's a flavour sensation.
Yeah, it's good. We have all the
Actually,
good
we
stuff.
could do with some of those aboard the ship. We don't get enough citrus.
I just checked because I needed to make sure I had this the right way round. The fruit came first. Orange, the colour, was previously like a red, I believe.
Yeah.
I love you.
I did have to fact check myself though. I wasn't completely sure.
Yeah, that's why ginger's historically called red hair, because we didn't have a word for orange.
There you go. History lesson.
You learn something new every day.
Go to the foaming mug, you get all of the good surface shit. It's great. But have a word with Kazook, and he has a concoction for cleaning the teeth after the sugar, so that they don't fall out. It's very effective. It does make your teeth glow in the dark a bit for a while, but it's worth it. Anyway, we are nearly there. Unless you have any more questions for me, I would suggest you go up the stairs, and I'm going to unload the ore.
Will you be at the foaming mug later?
Yeah, I can be. You have lots of stories of how you kicked drow asses and
I can
went
do if
on
you have
the
lots of
adventures.
mushrooms.
Yeah,
I just don't
kinds?
particularly want them now. I need to... You don't want to show up to the gate, you know.
Do you want mushrooms for just food, or do you want ones that let you see into other dimensions and stuff?
The latter. I've had quite enough of the
Oh.
former.
Yeah.
Define other dimensions.
Well, they're not real. They just kind of makes your brain go squiffy.
I will see you at the foaming foaming mug later for
A foaming mug.
a foaming mug, yes.
Yeah. Oh, we have surface beer as well. And I think they have the drink made of grapes.
Wine.
Yeah. Wine.
Beautiful, beautiful wine.
Yeah, it's made of grapes.
Grubs.
Yeah, grapes.
You've tried it before, Rodian.
Yes, I know. I love wine.
Yeah, but it's not made of mushrooms. It's made of grapes, whatever they are.
I don't think... I think it's highly unlikely because... Well, I suppose you could get them living down here. Milk?
Yeah, you can milk the rate. Yeah.
Milk the lizards?
It's not
No,
quite the same.
The big cow, you know, the big glowy cow. You know, glowy
I mean, if
cows.
you-
The big glowy cows, they're huge.
If
You
you
know
milk
the
it, then you
ones.
better make some cheese from it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the rule.
Oh, you don't think Blingdenstone doesn't have the cheese? That would be not
Rothe
a lot.
cheese just isn't quite... When... You know when cheese is wet, it's just not the same consistency as surface cheese.
I mean,
See, I would have said wet cheese is more like a cottage cheese.
Oh, that sounds quite gloopy to me.
It's wet though.
Is it chunky?
Yeah.
Oh, No, that.
It's like it's been out once already.
Ugh.
No, I think if a cheese is going to be wet, you want it all to be one consistency. It should be liquid, not partially digested.
I quite like a cream cheese.
That's how birds feed each other.
That is true. However, I'm not a bird. A cream cheese sounds fine, but that seems more like a soft cheese rather than a wet cheese.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, ask Tata for the cheese. I personally think Underdark cheese is the best, but they have other cheese from Surface, like the ones with mold on and squeegee ones that smell like Grimlock feet. You know those? Tastes okay. Dubious.
Quite ironic that the cheese that incorporates fungus in it is from the surface and not from the Underdark.
Yeah.
Mykonoids would probably make a good cheese, to be honest.
I get the feeling you've not eaten very well for a while.
No.
All we've talked about is cheese and orange. Did you say it's called an orange?
Mm-hmm.
Very interested to try chicken.
Yeah, I've probably pronounced it wrong, but Tata will sort you out.
What did we say was the first port of call when we got to the city?
Foaming mug.
Foaming mug. Okay.
Well, we're looking for Kazook.
I think you should go and see Dober and Seni. If you're going to have the drow following you, which is what you said, you need to talk to them.
At the very least, then it might cause fewer problems for us down the line.
Who are they?
They're like
Rowan, Senna, King and Queen. Or...
kind of like
Oh.
King
Or the
and
equivalent.
Queen, but it's not like
Sorry, accent. Yeah.
Yeah, they both do different jobs. It's like a how do you say, like a guild, and they lead the guilds, and they like lead all the guilds.
How does one go about getting an audience?
They're unionized.
If you talk to Axel, and you just say that drow are coming, there you'll go straight to them. Sorry, Axel. Oh,
Rose.
yeah, it don't matter.
Holy.
Yeah, it's Axel Sarkbarrow is the full name.
So if we get our business sorted, we can then see you for dinner at the foaming mug with your brother?
Yeah, if you want. I mean, my
Perfect.
brother's not the most. Yeah. He's
Or do
not
we
the-
need to meet with him before to vouch for us if we're seeing the king and queen?
No, if you. I mean, it might help. I mean, I'm going to go in the lift, take it into the city in the lift. I'll go talk to him, if you like.
Thank you very much.
I really think you should see the king and queen. Like I say, that word's not quite right, but I think you get what I'm saying. They are the leaders.
I have a bit of a slight me issue now, because I feel like I have to tell him something specific for when he goes, and I can't remember the detail.
Okay. I can't stop doing it now because I will forget how.
It's so fun.
I
Why
know
would
that
you?
feeling.
I like.
I was Scottish for a month.
I can't find the information, so just carry on.
Also forgot to say, has anyone got a big problem with ghosts?
It depends. I mean, as in, are we frightened of them? Do we have any
Yeah.
following us? What specifically?
We kind of have a lot of them.
Is that
Will they hurt us?
Some will, yeah.
Then
is
yeah,
it
I've got a
okay for
problem.
us to defend ourselves?
Yeah, it's kind of okay.
Kind of okay.
They're kind of the bits with the ghosts have kind of closed. We don't go there, but some of them kind of just wander about, and some of them are. I mean, the Borough Warden, he's quite knowledgeable in that kind of thing. But some of them will like drain your life and kill you. Some of them will just like reenact the horrors of Drow invasion. Some of them will just run away, and they reenact what happened to them under Drow.
I'm starting to understand why you take so many mushrooms.
Yeah.
So is the general attitude to all of these issues to close off the area where it's happening?
We kind of have to deal with it when we've got the resource, but we don't always have it. You know?
Yeah. The Borough Warden. What do you know? What's their name and where do we find them? Out of interest.
Judger. You'll find him in the catacombs. I mean,
That does sound like somewhere where we'd find ghosts as well.
It sounds like somewhere we'd find were-rats too.
No, were-rats in the Warrens to the north. It's all closed off. It's fine. It's all sealed.
What about the Grimlocks?
I think they're kind of with the Medusa. The drow snake-haired lady. Bit of a bitch, not going to lie.
And we're not sure where she is.
She's in Rock Blight. I don't recommend. It's closed.
But I'm assuming every now and again these closed-off areas, something gets out and causes problems.
Yeah, like oozes and ghosts and all of that. Yeah.
But
statues.
Most.
Forgot the statues.
Goodness.
Yeah, in the closed bits, the statues can kind of come alive and pull your head off.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. I feel like I'm selling it badly. It's a great city. It's very nice.
Yeah, you know what? Could you tell us, is there anything nice we should look at other than... What's a tourist hotspot other than the foaming mug?
The Singing Stones. They're it's wonderful. What else? It's very pretty. We have lots of lights.
It is very pretty.
Have you seen it?
We're coming up to it, right? We can see it there.
Oh, you can't see it till you top the steps.
Oh, then this is some very nice stone.
Be very careful if you have huge feet. The stairs are very small for the gnomes. So, big feet, walk slow. Am I making sense? The steps are very small. Your feet are very big. You will fall.
He's gnome-splaining again.
Don't fall. Yeah.
What are the Singing Stones?
It's kind of like big crystals and stones, and they have been perfectly carved to hit very particular notes, and very skilled. I don't know the word, but they can make them sing, and it's like music, but from the earth. It's very beautiful.
It sounds lovely.
I mean,
And the reason you're not dealing...
It will be better. It's just we're kind of doing it up, you know? It's like...
You're trying to take back the city still.
Yeah.
So your resources are going there rather than what is...
Yeah, like a theatre is quite low down the list of things that are important at this time. But we get all the surface food and drink, so it's, you know, from Mantle Dereth. It's good. It's good. You'll have a good time. Gnomes are very friendly, unless you're a drow. But I'm sure word will get around that you are.
Well, I have at least 2 friends in the city, so...
2 friends?
Yes, I think I recall... I haven't spoken to them for a long time, and I don't recall a great deal about them. I believe I used to be friends with someone called Nomi.
Oh, yeah, the Earth Herder, yeah.
Yes, Nomi Pathshutter.
Yeah, she... She's one of the ones, if you misbehave, she'll smush you with the Earth Elemental. She'll warn you first. She's nice. Yeah, Earth Shepherd, yeah.
Yes, apparently there was... vaguely recall I used to talk to them a fair bit back when I was in Blingdenstone. Last time. I will ensure to be on my best behaviour so that I don't have to get killed by one of my friends after the incident in Gracklestug.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting what you're saying about teleportation. We used to have that, but sadly it's lost. There's a circle rumoured to be around here, whether it's inside or outside, we don't know. But yeah, it would open up trade if we could find it again, for sure.
I'm willing to look for that for you.
Really? You should tell the king that.
Well, it would allow us to travel back here at a moment's notice, and it is effectively why I got into that accident in the first place. Trying to make a teleportation circle, and I got crumpled like a used tissue.
Yeah, well,
where are you trying to go?
That's what I was going to ask.
Where am I trying to go?
No, where were you trying to go with the teleportation circle?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no real plan. I was just trying to create one. Which could have been a bit of an issue. Teleportation circles typically need a destination, and I may have just been throwing patterns together in the hopes of just randomly, effectively dialing a random teleportation circle.
Yeah, well, back in my day, in the day of, not my day, before my day, but I think they could teleport to Gracklestug, Gauntlgrim, the Great Forest, apparently, on surface. Quite a few places. Would make trade very easy, but yeah, it's a long time since that happened. Appreciate you helping.
Is that something you think you could get working, Drodin? That would be...
It would be incredibly helpful for us to get around. We could,
well, not just us, but
all of Blingdenstone.
with the big picture of what we're trying to deal with down here, I think something like that would really help.
Well,
It would certainly help with people.
It up.
Messed it up the first time, yes, when I was a bit more of an idiot. I'm a little smarter now, but I still don't think I'm smart enough to fully...
Come on, Tink, he's less of an idiot now. What could go wrong?
Yes.
I was
Only a bit,
exactly. I was going to say he's got me now.
Well, right.
You're very full of yourself recently, Tink.
I don't know what you mean.
I've not noticed the difference.
You're very proud of your own abilities recently.
I am very intelligent. I should not have to apologize for it.
I wasn't insinuating you would have to apologize for it. Just saying you've been a lot more vocal recently about your aptitude in various fields.
I'm good at a lot of things. Better I tell
She
you
just
and
did it again, right?
make it known how I can be helpful rather than keep it quiet and keep it all to myself. I'm just trying to help the group. That's why I'm the captain.
Of course.
Also because I'm invincible.
Whoa.
Pardon?
Just a joke.
Right.
Insight
Well,
check.
I didn't take any damage in the last battle, though.
Insight check.
Neither-
We'll roll it.
I didn't either. We're not exactly frontliners, Stink.
Yes, and that's because we're intelligent. You know nothing.
I know nothing.
Do I have to roll something? Because I'm not.
It's either deception or persuasion, isn't it? Whether you're telling the truth or lying.
I would go for persuasion because you believe it,
Mm.
right?
What, she believes that she's invincible, or was that?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, she believes it.
And now you believe it too.
No, I just believe that you believe it.
Yeah, you believe that she believes it, which she believes.
Which is true.
So you see a huge set of stairs that disappear off into the darkness. Dosco is like, I'll leave you here. If you say that you saw me, they probably will be a bit more friendly. I'm going to go and load the carts onto the lift. I'll see you later.
Do you need any help with that?
Yeah.
Would you like all of us to help you get your rocks off, or can you manage on your own?
Later, maybe.
Sure.
Whatever. Yeah. Some mushrooms, some surface food, and yeah, rocks off. Sounds good. See you later. And
Sevatar, I think you've pulled.
sort of
I'm not sure
corner.
what just happened. I was just offering to help unload his cart, but it's a translation thing, eh?
So these stairs disappear off into the darkness. You can see that they are small steps designed for gnome feet. If you are a medium creature, you will find them difficult terrain. So you move at half speed because they're just too big. They're too small for your feet. So I think Tink will be okay. Serdi will be okay. But I think everyone else, you will find these steps like annoyingly small. You sort of like tiptoes on them to walk up them.
I'll do the high-heeled sideways walk.
Yeah. It is the most effective. It is the most effective way. It is beautiful. They are wonderfully carved. You can see that at some point there was gnome statues, but they all seem to have been defaced and damaged. But the rubble has largely been cleared away, and indeed some of the statues seem to have scaffolding and are being rebuilt. You can see that there's gnomes with like pickaxes. There is also like a statue of a miner with a hard hat on and a pickaxe, and then opposite it you can see like a kind of quite a beautiful gnome woman with spiky hair, holding a massive book and a ledger and a quill in her hand. And then as you get closer to the top, you see some walls appear. You can see a number of gnomes, again 3 foot tall, blue-grey skin. Their eyes look white at first, but when you get a bit closer you can see that they have irises. They're just very pale, so their eyes might be blue or orange or red, but they're very, very pale, so they look almost white. And yeah, we can switch to the map.
we're in turn-based, is that right?
We shouldn't be.
There we go.
Halt. What's he doing?
Dropped in.
Hello. We've been instructed to go and visit your head honchos, effectively. They're not a king and queen, by the definition we've been given. Guild masters, that's probably a better term. To get permission for myself and Malice to enter the city.
Okay.
We were just escorted here by Drosco. My friend here knows
His brother,
Kazook.
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
and Nomi Pathshutter.
Okay, just 1 minute. You see this gnome. He is completely hairless, bald, no beard, nothing. This blue-grey skin. They're all armed with crossbows and short swords, and he goes in a pouch and holds up this yellow gem, which seems to be glowing gently. How many of are there? Tell me.
Droden will take a moment to look around and just do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think about five of us, not counting.
6 Ambrose.
I was going to say 5, excluding Ambrose, but if you count but yes, 6.
Yeah. Okay. And the gem glows slightly. He looks around. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Fine.
Oh. Does this detect whether we're telling the truth or a lie?
No.
Oh.
No.
What does it do?
It lets me see invisible people.
Oh,
You've not
Still
seen
very interesting.
a spell gem before?
no, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can go, but if you go through the gauntlet, look for the gems, and have you ever heard of a spell like disintegrate and powered kill? Yeah, you heard of them?
Very powerful, yeah?
Yeah, well, every one of these has that in, and we can all activate it. So if you misbehave, dust.
I would like to insight check that.
Okay, insight check.
I will just take it as the truth and act accordingly.
I'm here going, that's like I'm certain that some of them could be completely honest about it, but I'm like,
The issue is, I think once you know, you'll try and play up.
I just want one.
Yes.
well, that's the issue. If Jordan's like, okay, I do believe him, Jordan will be like, well, I want one now.
He's telling the truth as far as you're aware.
Okay.
In that case, having just been to Gauntlgrim, which is not Gauntlgrim, Gracklstugh, very law-abiding, might we know what laws are in place here?
Like don't steal, don't hurt people.
What about in self-defense?
Yeah, that's fine, but don't kill, you know?
Rather standard laws.
Kind of common sense. Does it need to be
have-
said?
There were a lot of rules in Gracklstugh. Do you have law enforcement?
Yeah.
Do they look like yourself? Or
Yeah.
what kind of uniform are they in?
They just seem to be wearing leather armor. They've all got identical crossbows, identical armor. They don't really have any insignia or uniform. They're just the men and the women all just wearing standard stuff, standard sword, standard bow.
Are we allowed to haggle prices on any goods that we purchase?
That's what I wanted to ask.
Do we need to fill out
Yeah.
any forms before completing any standard day-to-day interactions?
No. You
Okay,
can do
that's-
like a receipt if you buy something.
and then are there limitations on whether we're able to return those goods? Well, that will all be stated on the receipt. Do we have to sign anything? Is
What?
there at any point, if we upset someone, are we going to be fed to a dragon?
No?
Well, we might be disintegrated.
Yeah, or smushed. But that's only if you're a dick. It's fine.
Is it-
Look.
So let me just check that.
And he points.
the
He points
wall of-
behind, and you do see. You can see this huge elemental seems to be working a big winch. You can hear sort of a gear winding and a creaking of rope and wood. Yeah, we have those. So
Let me get this straight. The rule of the town is don't be a dick.
yeah, just be good, to each other.
And you just kind of see like a little explosion in Elsie's brain that has been so morphed by the rules of Gracklestug and the weirdness of like Valkenvelv and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Just under her breath. I know it's going to be very difficult for you to suppress your inner dick, but we're just going to have to try.
We could be in trouble.
Just do no harm.
Stuff.
I'm so happy to be back here.
As you
It's such a relief.
as you're looking, you see these elementals sort of seem to finish and move out. They're huge. They're good 10, maybe 12 foot tall. It's kind of hard to tell. And you see a youngish gnome woman. She's quite pretty, I guess. Looks quite youthful. Pointy ears, grey blue skin. Her hair is white and kind of a little bit spiky, but it's in that way where it's got dirt and dust and mud in it, and it's got, almost looks almost like part way to becoming dreadlocks, but not quite. She spots Drodin. Ah, Drodin,
Hello, Naomi.
what you doing here? Thought you were dead.
No, I'm very much not dead. I was largely in the area with my friends here, and I thought I'd stop in and say hello to you and Kazook. We're also investigating a few disturbances with larger creatures and assorted things. And I'm also currently trying to find. I've heard Greyhaven is about somewhere, so I'm trying to find my way to that.
Greyhaven. I mean, you'll like it. It's
Greyhaven, Grimhaven,
Grim Hollow?
Grim Hollow. Is it Grim Hollow?
I've heard about Grim Hollow, but it's like a myth and that. So fine, but we've kind of taken all of the city back now. Well, not all of it. It's still there's quite a few bits that are not ours, but the pub's open, and the places of worship. We got some of them back, and there's not quite so many ghosts, and there's we kind of have a 3-front war, but other than that, it's kind of good.
It's Graven Hollow. I remember it now.
Graven Hollow. Yeah, it's a myth. I hope you're not wasting your time looking for that. It's.
I was convinced it was a myth, but then a man I've never met before, knew me rather well,
Right.
and claimed he met me at Graven Hollow.
Yeah, mushrooms do that to you. Who are your friends? I've not. Are they with
Okay.
you?
I'll go through the round of introductions for probably the third time.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to take them through? I'll take one of the big guys, and this guy's fine. He's not one of those drow. He's kind of all right. He's a bit like Drist, you know. Well, he's not anything like Drist. No offense, but
no, Drist is a specimen.
Yeah, he is. He really is. I met him, you know. He's went with him to Mithril Hall. You know it?
I don't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy. And Gauntlgrim, I've been there as well. It's a great place. Really good. Yeah, they have like a furnace that's powered by like the great earth elemental. It's very impressive. Anyway, I'm waffling. Shall we go? Yeah.
Where are we going? It sounds like we should be.
I don't know.
Our first shot.
I'm just.
We should be seeing Dorbo and Seni.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
because drow.
Yeah, I know you are.
And we have news from the rest of the Underdark.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll take you to the reception area, and we'll get Sark to take you through. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Reception.
Yeah, reception, yeah. So as you can kind of see, there's a wall, and you can see down. It's a maze of tunnels that seem to weave and wind in and under each other, and there are walls as well. The walls are probably 10 foot minimum to 20 foot high that seem to snake around all of these carved tunnels that are below them. You can see gnomes stood on all of these walls and towers looking down. It is complete and utter maze of tunnels, walls, towers. It's completely baffling to look at, and you think it would be pretty brutal if you were in there and trying to go through with force. Don't worry about this. We learned our lesson, and when it got took the first time, I mean, you don't look back, you just look forward, but you learn your lesson, and you know. So don't do any weapons or spells, and you'll be fine. Is that okay?
Let me just be a bit more explicit. So in this labyrinth area, wait, are we going to have to go through it?
Yeah, it's a killing ground. Yeah, you know that. But we're not doing any killing because we're good. Yeah, it's security. Yeah, you know.
And you know your way.
Yeah, it's really quick. We'll go through quick. In the next bit, it's called the Gauntlet. This is the maze. In the Gauntlet, you'll see all the spell gems. Don't do any aggressive move because you will get disintegrated. It's no big deal. It won't happen. Just.
What happens if we cast a spell here? You said
you'd get shot by about 10 different gnomes, maybe.
I'll look around. Where are they?
They're up on little watchtowers. You can see them all around. Again, crossbow, short sword, identical sword. Identical
short sword.
Armor, short sword. Yeah.
I want to try and memorize my way through when we go through.
Okay. No problem.
What happens if I start to hover higher and higher and higher?
You want to?
Is there any reaction?
How high?
I just want to see how high I can get before this person.
You're shot.
If you go higher than about 10 foot, you'll be above the walls.
And no one has a problem with that?
Well, are you going above it?
Okay, fine. What's this person's name?
Nomi?
Nomi.
Yeah.
If
Nomi.
if we were here and we happened to get lost, and I just happen to, and I'll start like flying a bit higher, would this be an issue?
Not
Just
till
needing
about
to navigate
there.
here.
Yeah.
And at this point...
I'm going to take you through. You don't need to navigate.
But this is where they'd start shooting me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I come back down. Just to know.
Are you kind of checking the rules so you can break them? Are you?
No, we've just come from... You sound well-travelled. We've just come from Gracklestug, and there were rules that we did not know about until we had broken them, so...
Yeah, it's like that there. Yeah.
The more you know, you know?
I think for me, it's like the sign, you know, our society, we all kind of just know what community is. They don't know, so they need lots of rules. We don't have that many rules. Just be good to each other and, you know, do your work.
You have to appreciate these two are not like other drow, but grew up in drow society, so this is all new for them. I'm a fae.
Not for me.
Oh,
relatively. It's
fae are quite rare. It's a pleasure
takes
to
getting
meet
used to.
You're quite safe here. You'll love it. It's beautiful. This bit's a bit, yeah, it's intentionally harsh, but it's fine. We don't want to lose it again. We spent 10 years building it back up. So, yeah, we'll go through. We go through. And she leads you, kind of go down some steps that are carved into the stone, and then you literally go under and through the wall. Again, you can see these walls with gnomes all the way along it. They are watching you like hawks, but they're not aggressive. They're just paying very close attention to where you go. Can you see
Malice
that okay?
Malice will be every now and then doing like a polite nod to people, an awkward little smile, a little wave every now and then, trying to be the friendly drow.
Yeah, fair enough. And they seem quite friendly back. They'll be like smiling and like, all right, yeah.
Some of my best friends are Smurf Neblin.
Exactly.
I imagine Malice has a really strained smile, like Hazel when they got.
I smile. Yeah.
No, not you in general. Yeah, when you got your tooth out.
Can you see the party token there, just to give you a bit of an idea of what the place looks like? But effectively, you wander through, you go underneath the wall. Sorry. And again, there must be 7, 8 watchtowers, but there's also walls with gnomes on them. Can't really count all the gnomes, but maybe 20, maybe slightly more. And eventually you come to a huge metal door, absolutely beautifully made. Again, it has this motif of like a gnome with a pickaxe and a hard hat, stood next to a female gnome with this huge book in her hands, and they seem to both be sort of looking at each other in this sort of respectful way. Whatever this door is made of, it's metal, but it's not steel. It has a slight blue sheen to it. It's quite beautiful, even in the low light. It seems to catch what little light there is. Nomi, it will be like, yeah, this is the gate to inner Blingdenstone. Welcome, and she will just look up to someone. The huge earth elemental is stood behind you, and then you catch a view of the city beyond. And whereas the entrance was quite industrial and intentionally brutal as a killing ground, it is just awash with these warm glowing lights, and you can hear chatter, and in the distance a little bit of music. You can hear people laughing. It is quite the sight. It is kind of carved into the rock, but there is also, you can see tunnels going off, and those tunnels are lit. You can see people walking in and out, going about their business. It seems very busy, very bustling, and it's quite beautiful. Yeah, so welcome to my city.
Naomi, what was that door made out of?
I'm not an ore expert, but it's very, it's an, what do you call it, alloy? It's very good.
Okay.
I think it's like adamant something. I can't remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
adamantine.
it's very strong. Again, yeah, we're not going to dwell on the past, but we're going to learn lessons about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, your city, I'm surprised to hear of your city being taken over by drow when you have such strong defences.
Well, I'm not a historian, but we're very close. We didn't trade. We didn't deal with anyone else. And Drist, you know about him. He's an elf, so he's very old. He told us of the threat of the drow, and our city helped Mithril Hall with a great battle. We knew that they would come for us eventually, but sadly, yeah, we got noticed, and they destroyed it for revenge, pretty much. It's kind of what the Menzoburanzan do. I know that not all drow are evil, but we don't trust them. It would be silly to. But yeah, so we did the right thing, and we got hurt for it, but we learned from it. And now we trade with everywhere.
The adamantine door wasn't there before.
Well, we had good, strong doors, but no, this is new. Yeah, it's new. If you're going to the pub, you should try the Jukken. It's very good. Jukken, yeah. I think Tata says it's kind of made from a boyd. I don't know what a boyd is, but it tastes quite nice.
They're a bit like bats, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Surface bats.
They fly and live in caves, I think, yeah. It's very good. So, we'll go to the reception room, and we'll get you an audience with Dorbo and Seni, if that's what you're here for.
Yes, please.
So, you move through the city. I will... So, as she opens the door and you can see it, you realise that again you're being funneled through this narrow tunnel into the city proper, and just as the guard said, you can see like a ceiling above you, and probably every 10 feet there is a yellow glowing gem. And as you're looking at them and you realise that there's a parapet, and you can see a gnome for each gem stood there. And she notices you looking at them. Yeah, there's spell gems. Yeah, we can. Any gnome can use them. Oh, you want to buy them? You can buy them here. Is that possible? Yeah. They're not cheap, but yeah, spell gems. That's where we.
My nails dig into Drodin's shoulder.
Yeah, this is Blingdenstone is where we make them. We find them, and yeah.
I think we might need a fair few of those.
Well,
can you buy them like blank, empty, and you choose yourself at a later date what to go in them, or do you have to buy them?
Yeah. If you, I have one. Yeah, I can put. I can put a spell in it. Yeah, and when I cast it, next day I just put another one in it. Yeah.
Oh, good. They're reusable. That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, they don't wear out. Yeah. Why?
And is there a limit to how powerful or advanced the spell is that goes into it?
Depends how much money you have.
Right, so there's varying qualities, right?
Yeah,
for
different
prices.
color. Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
if I've heard tale of ones with wish spelling. Yeah, but
Is there a limit
tens
to
of
the
thousands.
Is there a limit to the number of spells that can be stored in it?
Yeah, well, if you buy, one, some of them can take like one big powerful spell, or lots of little ones. Or if you don't have a big budget, you can just buy one to take little ones. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yes, very much so. I'm sure Hemeth might be interested in a few for the ship.
Mm.
You got a ship.
That's a good idea.
Our friend is watching the ship out on the lake.
Can't
This is
stand
an odd
ships.
question, but
Yeah.
has anyone ever tried to put anything in these stones other than a spell?
I don't know. Why? Is that what you want to do?
I'm just wondering how much they've been tested, how much we know about their capabilities, their capacity.
I'm not the person to ask, but I think you can probably find them in the market if you want them. I don't know the price.
Do any religious practitioners within the city use them for any other purposes?
Religion? You want religion?
It might be useful, and I just as
Yeah.
a cleric myself, I think there could be some interesting uses to these
Yeah,
gems.
it works with holy magic as well. Yeah, I think I'm not a holy person. You could talk to Gernick, maybe, if you want a priest. Yeah, Gernick, or Gernick. It's probably best thing. Gernick Tapfinger, probably selling incense in the market. Sadly, her temple is in the Rockblight area, so it's not open. It's not safe. So, but she can talk to you about faith and that.
Would be very useful. Thank you for the guidance.
You could talk to Barrow Warden as well in the catacombs, but prepare yourself. Just don't react badly, because he's
The
dead.
what? Oh.
Yeah, he's dead.
That would be fine. That wouldn't be a
He's
problem.
fine. He's friendly, kind of. He's trying to clean up all of the restless dead and lay them to rest. Yeah.
Noble work.
Suddenly, I have a flashback to that one Darrow that we found who was just stood on a ledge shooting zombies in a pit with a crossbow that we kicked into the pit. I was like, hope it's not the same guy. Are we the baddie? I think we even asked that
We the
question when we
baddies.
did it.
Yeah. Right.
Do you think that might be something of interest?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Is everyone's I could do you want me to stay with you and I don't mean to be rude, but people can freak out a bit about Drow and
If you had no,
Probably help.
yes, if we're not keeping you from work or
it's
anything
fine.
pressing.
I was finishing very soon, so it's all good. she leads you through, and this huge hulking earth elemental, similar in size to the one you fought earlier, is just quietly following her. It's not aggressive, it's just quite placid. And she leads you forward to... It's a cave, it is a cavern that has been carved out. And you see a number of tunnels that lead off. And she's like, those... And she points to tunnels to the north, and you can see that they seem to have huge old wooden... They look wooden, but they're probably Zerk wood, but they might be wood. The names seem to trade with the surface, which have been they've got huge beams that have been nailed shut, so they're sealed off, and then there is rocks piled against them and everything. That's off limits. Gold whisker warrants, don't recommend it. I'm sure the leaders will tell you, but
that's where the were-rats are.
Yeah. This one in there is the barracks, so you don't need to go in there. And then that one is the traders there. It sort of points across to. You can sort of see again. You see all these golden lights sort of shining. It's quite pretty in a weird kind of way. If let me see, and she sort of flags down a guard. These people want to see Dobo and Seni, if that's okay. And he thought, yep, and goes like jogging off, but the jog of a deep gnome seems to be about the same speed as Sev's walk.
Choose your words carefully, Matt.
It's the stat block. They have 20-foot movement. I'm not being gnomist. Just.
What's your stat block, Fee?
Oh, I'm an NPC.
What, in real life?
Yeah.
Nice. Feels
bad.
After a couple of minutes, you will see the gnome return, and with that gnome is a balding, blue-skinned gnome. His ears are quite big. He has like a nose ring with a chain that goes up to his ear. His eyes are very pale to the point where you wonder if he actually has irises at all, but he does as you get closer. He's wearing scale mail, big shoulder pads. He's still, he's tall for a gnome. He's like 3.5 foot tall. Quite big compared to the others. You want to see the king? And the queen. I'm Axel, so you'll come with me, no trouble, and keep up. And he sort of goes off at quite a speed for a gnome. He is quicker.
I'll slowly amble behind him.
Yeah. And he will lead you through. I just got to find it on the map. So
Axel, have you ever painted any ceiling? Oh, wait, you found it. Never mind. I was trying to film this.
What?
Nothing.
What are you saying?
Keep going.
What are you saying? I don't know. They lead you through. Okay, so you see like a trading hall. You can see a number of stands set up with various bottles and potions and various people, and you do, Jim, just catch a glimpse of what looks like Kazook off in that hall. You will go through what looks like it almost feels like a temple. You skirt the outsides of it, and you can see a huge stone structure, which seems to show like a humanoid figure, but it is huge and quite craggy and rock-like, but it's in this vague shape of a gnome, so you're not sure if it's finished. And again, as you head south, you pass loads of homes which have been carved into the rock face, so you can see these tunnels leading off, and again you can see people coming and going, and some of them stop and stare at two drow, a fae, an elf, and a kobold walking through Blingdenstone, but they don't say anything. Some of them nod and give you a little smile, and you see little children which are generally quite excited to see adventurers, and they will kind of run up but not get too close, but looking at you, and some of them will like as Malice walks by, they'll like touch your robe and then giggle and run off. It feels generally quite wholesome, and they will take you right to the bottom to this big square hall carved into the rocks. Again, you see the same motif of a male deep gnome with a hard hat and a pickaxe, and then a female one with a huge book, and they are both looking at each other the same. And Axel will be, so come in. Do you want a drink or smoke, or can I get you anything?
How very hospitable. I'm quite well. Look to the rest of the party.
I wouldn't want to intrude any more than we already are.
It's not a problem. If you want to, I'll take you in. And he starts leading you through this hall. And again, this is probably more finished than a lot of the things you've seen so far. The floor is black and white marble, and it's impeccably worked. It's quite beautiful. It is. Don't know what's going on with the map. It is relatively quiet. There's not a lot of people in here, but you can see a few people sat. Little doors opening, and you can see people working inside, sat at desks, a number of gnomes. You can see people bustling around, but generally this feels like it's probably some sort of meeting hall. Almost feels a bit like a parliament or something. It's got big benches around the outside, but they seem to have been pushed to the side, and you can see there's a number of tables set out in the centre. It almost looks like a feast table, but again, there is no food or anything. And you see two gnomes sat at this table. They are talking to each other. One is male. He is again quite tall for a gnome, but not tall compared to all of you. It's hard to tell his age because gnomes age differently, but he's got scar on his face. His eyes are a very dim red, skin blue-grey again, and beard and bald head. He's quite rugged looking. He looks like he has had a hard life. His skin is sort of weathered. He's got a lot of scars. You notice that his left hand is missing a finger. And next to him is another gnome who looks quite different. She does not look quite so weathered and worn. Her skin is more grey, less blue. Her eyes are kind of very dull, like very faint orange. She's wearing it's not really a crown, that's too grand a word. It's quite pretty, but it's clearly not worth a lot. It's more of a ceremonial thing. And she has a huge book open in front of her, and she's going through. You can see she's talking to the guy and sort of pointing at things, and he's nodding, and then he will open a map and start pointing, and then they see you approach.
Please accept our apologies for the intrusion. I'm not sure how to greet you properly.
Hello?
All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. I meant I wasn't sure if you had a title or.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm kind of the queen, but he's kind of the king, but we're not fussy. you know?
My lord, my lady, I'm Captain Tink, and this is my crew.
Pleasure. And the guy will speak up. Be like, I've heard that you've got Drow following you, and they're going to they raid again. Is that it?
We're not completely sure. So there were drow following us.
Right.
That has been dealt with. However,
Yeah.
we have found in their records there was mention of a member of the drow going ahead to Blingdenstone. This drow may be a rogue element of that party.
Right.
They might not be acting as would be normal, which I understand that a drow normally is quite problematic as is.
Yeah.
I can offer
We're still cleaning up
descriptions.
the mess, so we don't want another one.
I'm sure, and we would like to be able to support you in this matter, which is why we're bringing the information to you. I would be more than happy to provide descriptions and what I can regarding her and her most faithful guards.
Okay. You see the woman speaks. Excuse me, we're very rude. I'm Senny. This is my husband, Dorbo. We everyone knows us. We don't have to introduce ourselves, but we're not going to let any drow in here, so it's not a problem. But we appreciate you helping and warning us. But if they come in here, they will die. Simple.
I hope that excludes two of us.
Yeah, well, if you behave, and we had the messenger say that you're good, and this lady is with you, so I kind of get a sense about people, and you seem all right.
I
Thank
also
you.
wondered, did you receive any word from the King of Gracklestug yet?
We have big order, and that you see that she looks at the book and flicks a few pages. Yeah, they've they have gone quiet. We ordered a big shipment of acid-resistant armor and weapons, and nothing. It's not arrived. I don't suppose you know what's the problem? No?
There's a lot going on in Gracklestug.
Really?
I thought they were going to send word of us coming.
Oh,
They
no.
were working on the order last we spoke to them. However, seems that things there maybe were worse than we expected.
Oh,
If
okay.
that is the case.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
Not just in Gracklestug.
Really? We do need those weapons. We have a bit of a problem. Not your concern, but
No, we would be glad to help. And we, on our way here, have heard of some of the problems you are encountering. The main thing we wished to tell you was that there appeared to have been a series of demonic incursions across the Underdark. From Sloobladoop to Gracklestug, Neverlight Grove, and we fear it might reach here as well.
Senny will turn and look to Dorbo. They just look concerned at each other.
It might also be linked to the Myconids who passed through 3 weeks ago, dancing and singing about a wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding is between Aramikos can't remember the name. That might be it, it might not.
It is.
And you can mouth it all you want. I can't lip read.
Zuktmoy.
Zuxmoy, that was it. I wanted to say the Lady of Decay, but that's my god, isn't it?
I didn't want to say it because
No,
I
that-
knew you'd have it in your notes somewhere.
Is the Lady
If
of
it-
Decay also Zuxmoy?
She is also, yeah, Lady of Decay.
Yeah. This is why I get confused, because the nicknames I have for them in my head crossover. Between Aramicus and Zuxmoy. And it's led to a corruption within the Myconids. Quite concerned.
Well, Dorbo will speak up. I think we're going to. I'm not. We have enough problems here of our own. Our defenses are strong, but we do have a ooze problem and a were-at problem. I don't suppose your crew is for hire.
Oh, absolutely. Also for the ghost problem.
Yeah, we have a ghost problem. Yeah.
And
You really did your homework, it seems.
I also, when entering the city, I did offer to investigate where your lost teleportation circle might be.
You did. Have you found it?
No, I'm going to look if we're okay to stay in the city for a day or two.
If you find it, we would would let you use it. Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
We have people that know how it works, but it might be damaged beyond repair. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, if you're willing to work, we have were-rats that we would like killed. And you see, Senny looks at him and goes, "No, we would like to parley with them." And he's like, "We have tried that. They don't want to talk, and it just results in violence. So we need them killed." There is a whole area of the city that they have taken over. We have blocked it off. They are dirty and messy, and they leave refuse everywhere. They are stealing from us. It is not their city, and we would like them gone. And she would just make eye contact. Senny makes eye contact with Malice and just kind of gently shakes her head. We would much prefer to parley with them and make peace. They are gnomes after all. And he just like, you can see him off a bit of a humph. It would be better if they're dead.
So if we were to be able to negotiate a parley, that would be preferred. However, if fights were to break out and there were to be casualties on their side in our attempt to negotiate, that would not be so terribly looked down upon.
She frowns at that second bit, but he seems to approve.
I will look at him, kind of clock his expression, then I'll look at her and I'll make eye contact and I'll nod to her.
She just gives a slight smile.
What terms would we be bringing to parley? Would they have an area of the city they could stay in, or what could we offer them?
Dorbo's like, "I don't want to parley with them. They need to be got rid of. This is our city. They are taking over, making a mess, and they are diseased. They risk spreading the were-at curse to all of us. They need to go. None of this parley. It is we've tried. We've tried to talk to them, ask them to clean up their shit. They just attack us now. I don't think there is any room for negotiation. I don't think there is any possibility of peace. We'd need to deal with it. We've got them there. We've got the stupid pudding king asshole, and not to mention all of the drow witchery that is going on in the rock blight. We just need to take back the city. We need to clear out all of this trash. We need it back. And Senny will she kind of puts her hand on his arm. She can see he's getting a bit worked up. She's like, they are our people. They are gnomes. Yes, they are cursed, and yes, they are a bit messy. But we should try and make peace. And he's just like, good luck with that. He's clearly had enough of the conversation. And he will get up and leave.
Please, don't leave. We want to discuss with both of you the many ways in which we can help. I apologize if we caused offense. Just wanted to understand what had previously been parlayed.
Yeah, he's
attempted to.
He's walked off and gone. It's like,
okay.
Don't worry about him. He's very frustrated. We have all of this problem, and he's the ooze problem is getting very bad. Very bad.
Tell us about the ooze problem.
They're everywhere. There is our old Parliament building. This is new, as you can see. He's too dangerous. It's filled with many of like cubes and oozes and slimes. It's very bad. There is a gnome. He calls himself the Pudding King. He's obsessed with these slimes and things. Did experiments, and he's taken over that part. We have blocked it off, but the oozes just come under the doors and through the rocks. It's very hard to keep them out.
What area of the city is that in? The old Parliament, you said?
Yeah, it's kind of... oh, no, I'm going to have to check. Can you see the map?
No.
I can see... We haven't been across most of it yet.
Oh, okay. So if you go to the market, there is a big door behind the market. That is where the Parliament used to be. It's closed off because of the Pudding King.
Okay.
So would we be able to gain entry to that area?
I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, if you're willing to do it, then sure. Yeah, it's very dangerous. We've tried to take it back a few times, but there is dozens, if not hundreds, of sliming things and stuff, you know. It's very bad, yeah.
It sounds like it would be worth a lot of spell gems.
Do you think you can clear it?
I know we can.
5 of you?
Against
6.
hundreds?
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
I mean, I admire
We need to get
confidence, but...
We need to get an understanding of the issue. I think the first thing is to take a look.
Yeah, I can get you access if you want to take a look, but it's risky. It really is. I'm not just saying it. We would need an army to do that, I think. But yeah, if you can scout it and get an idea about how we might beat him, then yeah, I'm sure we would be very grateful.
So the Pudding King is in the old Parliament?
Yeah, I think so. We've not seen him for many months, but that's where all the oozes are.
And he's a gnome who previously lived in Blingdenstone?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was collecting ooze and doing experiments.
Would you know anyone who would have known him before the current debacle that we might be able to talk to?
He was a bit of a loner, so no.
What was their
maybe-
actual name?
I don't even know. I can check the records if you want to know.
You know your enemy. Background checks are important.
It's all right, Matt can't remember. I'll find out for you. Yeah. I'll find out. I can't remember.
We had heard there was a society here in Blingdenstone, Society of Brilliance. Is that known to you?
Don't know it, no.
Have you
we're quite
seen
good. But yeah, brilliant, maybe.
Have you seen an illithid walking around?
No.
Or a couple of goblins?
No. We don't
Right.
let mind flayers in. They eat brains.
Well, most of them do, yes. Well, I suppose they all do, really. But some of them are still more talkative than others.
We did have an orc with spectacles. Yeah, why?
I'm sorry?
An orc with spectacles. Eyeglasses?
An orc with spectacles.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the...
What did you think I said?
I can't exactly remember right now. I thought you were saying an awful spectacle or something. So I wasn't terribly far off. Sorry, it's just an accent. I haven't been here for a long time. An orc with spectacles might be relatively normal, but if we're looking for the Society of Brilliance, it would hurt to ask. So I think it's uncommon to find an orc with glasses.
It is quite rare.
Is it? Sorry, carry on, Tink.
Just where were they? When were they here?
They were looking for. They had a very rare spell gem that had a mind and gone a bit Welsh now, but didn't mean to.
He's looking at me again.
I know, and I can't do any accents, but Welsh I cannot do, even though my mum's family was Welsh. Yeah, it was. He wanted the blade for it, but
And when was that? Do you know where they were staying? Are they still here?
I don't think so. I will. I'll check for you.
Thank you very much. And just to complete the previous point, so you think it would be far too much for 5 people to eliminate the ooze problem, but if we were to gather some intel on how we might attack with the upper hand, you would provide said army to get rid of the problem?
Well, I'm not sure we have enough, for that yet. We might need we need the weapons from Gracklstug, and we would need more, I think. We've lost quite a lot of people trying to take it back, and we've decided to close it off. A lot of
What more reason to rediscover this teleportation circle? Do you have any leads on that?
No. It was north of here, outside the city, but I think the road may be through the closed off area.
Which closed off area? You seem to have a few.
The pudding one.
Pudding. God, I want pudding.
It's not that kind of pudding.
I know. I just have eaten mushrooms for such a long time. What else have we got? The Medusa. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
The Medusa? Grimlocks? What's that all about?
How do you know about that? Yeah,
Princess would come through.
We're not even sure it's real, but yeah, the rock blight, that is. But there is multiple problems in there, so don't be too hasty. But again, if you sort it out, we'll reward you, definitely.
But lower priority.
No, it's all high.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are the other issues in the rock blight, as well as the Medusa?
There is the Medusa and Gnome-splaining. Yeah, it's some kind of magical wind. If it touches...
What was it called?
Gnome-splaining. If touches earth elementals, it sends them crazy.
So those two are connected. Good to know.
Yeah, I think, not sure, that the Medusa maybe summoned the thing that's corrupting, but not sure. But that's a theory that I have.
So there's a good chance if she summoned it, if we were to remove her, it would at least weaken.
Yeah, but she turns you to stone, so again, I mean, we welcome the help, but we can't turn you back if you become a statue.
Why is it called Gnome-splaining? Who's Gnome?
Don't know. I think he was... it's going back 200 years or so. He was like a earth shepherd. Gnome, he was a gnome. And yeah, every time he summoned the elemental, it went batshit crazy and killed everyone. So it was his bane, if you like, which means not good in Undercommon.
And I think the final issue was the ghosts. Sorry, Steve, I keep talking.
It's fine. Go ahead. I'm only asking the same questions you want to ask.
Sorry. What do you, elf chap? You didn't introduce yourself, so my accent's gone a bit weird.
I'm Jago Savitar, or everyone calls me Sav.
Pleasure.
Yeah, we were collectively asking about the ghosts that seem to be plaguing the area.
Yeah, well, a lot of atrocities have happened here, so a lot of dead people are a bit annoyed. We kind of lay them to rest when we can, but some of them are harmless and some of them are very bad. But if you want to talk about ghosts, you should talk to the Barrow Warden. Or maybe Gurnik, priest of Caladur and Smoothhands. You know, they will offer help and reward for that kind of thing. Every ghost that we lay to rest, it means we can reclaim the house and have it lived in.
Either of those two people would probably, just talking to the rest of the group, would probably be who we need to speak to about laying Rocky to rest.
Rocky, it was Pelek.
Oh, Pelek.
You had a ghost, didn't you? You had a hand of a ghost. It was Pelek, I think. Drocky was the Darrow.
Oh, okay. Alec.
Yeah, I don't think we
well
ever
remembered.
found.
What?
I don't think we ever found Drocky's remains as well, did we?
No, because it was a succubus. It was a gnome ghost in when you fought Papido the first time. Well remembered,
I missed
very
that.
well remembered, and it was a animated hand, and you killed it, and then the ghost appeared and asked you to lay what you had to rest. So very well remembered. Inspiration for
Notes.
that. Inspiration for all round, in fact, because your roleplay's been very good.
Still didn't use my inspiration from last time.
Well, please use them so that I can issue more. Yeah. Yeah, if you have remains of our people, then Barrow Warden will be very good. He works with Glyphic. Glyphic is initiate, novice, apprentice. Oh, brilliant! And you see someone walks over with like a box and puts it on the table, and she sort of looks for her husband who's off talking to someone else. Seems to have calmed down, but is again looking at work. And do you want some of this? And sort of opens the box, and you can see what looks. It's blue, but it looks like a cheesecake, but it's blue. Do you want to? I think it is made with blueberries. I don't know what these are. They're from Surface, and Tata gets all of the best stuff. I think it's made from chicken milk or something. Might be remembering wrong.
I'll try it.
Surface creatures have a lot of milk. No, it's a coup. Sorry, I remembered wrong. I think chicken is what the... No, I don't know. Do you want them? And she starts slicing it.
I also have a question for you.
Yes.
Purely because of the profession that I'd like to do. Would there be any chance of, once we've accomplished a majority of these tasks for you, would I be able to get from you some information on your exit to the surface?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that would be very good for Darendil.
You want to go to the surface? She slices the thing up and starts like. There's no plates or anything. She just kind of takes a piece out and hands it to you, if you want one.
We'll happily consume it.
Yes,
it's very good. It's just a blueberry cheesecake. It's like a baked cheesecake.
Just?
Well, you know what I mean. But it's quite exotic in the Underdark. Yeah, we'd do that. If you can find our teleportation, then we can get you to the Great Forest or Gauntlgrim, Mithril Hall, Gracklstug. Gracklstug have teleportation there as well.
So your route to the surface is the teleportation circle?
Yeah, we can do Icewind Dale or anywhere really.
It sounds like Tata was getting things through Mantle Dareth.
Yeah, we can't teleport there, but you can get there from Gauntlgrim if you teleport. But we have to go on land. It's quite a way, but we have caravans all the time. You can, if you want to go, you could go. But I would not go without an invite. Zentrim are a bit funny about people they don't know.
Noted.
Know why. Yeah.
I'm mostly just collecting a list of routes to the surface.
Yeah. There is. I can't say, but yeah, we do have a way to the surface that is on foot. Yeah, but it's guarded because we don't want people coming in. We learned that
What about
last time.
I'm in a profession where rather than causing people to come in, I like to help people get out. Would that be more agreeable for you?
Well, do you know how to use a teleportation thing?
I don't at present. It's going to take me a bit more time to figure out how to utilize the teleportation circle.
I could teach you. Yeah, I know. But we'd have to find it first. But it's not hard if you work magic. You can combine your spells, and as long as you put enough into the circle, yeah, it opens. Yeah, yeah. You need a key, but we'd have that. Yeah.
That's a big relief for me, because I'm not going to be able to use teleportation circles for a long while.
No, you don't. It's fixed, so it's a magic thing. You don't need to know the spell. You just have to feed the spell.
Well, that's fantastic. I'd be very much appreciative of that help.
She will get a scrap of paper and start drawing like very intricate diagrams on it and writing formulas and things, and she shows it to you. And translating it into game speak, you realise what she's showing you is that effectively with their teleportation circle, you have to put 10 levels worth of spells into it and it will open. And
which is easier for me to do than to try and hit level 9 as a wizard before we leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you put 10 levels of magic into it. It can be any spells. It could be 10 level 1s or 2 level 5s or whatever it is. But for each turn that you don't put a new spell into it, it will decline by 1. So it's like it's like water. You fill it up and then it drains, and it will stay open until it goes below 10 levels of spells.
That's fantastic. That would be considerably more useful in a lot of regards.
Particularly for Derendil.
Or particularly for Derendil.
Which one's Derendil? Is that the little kobold?
No,
that's 30 Derendils.
Back on our ship.
30. Oh, okay. Well, it's been a delight. I hope you liked my chicken cake or whatever it's called. It's very good. And yeah, don't die because you seem very confident. And a lot of these things are very dangerous. But if you do them and not die, we'll reward you. And if you do them and die, we'll give you a nice crypt. So, yeah. Unless there's anything else, I'm going to send message to Tata to give you a room each, and it's on us. It's nice to have the visitors and foreign people. It's so yeah, you go eat for free, and we'll talk next time.
This is the nicest reception we've had from anywhere.
It sounds like we're going to be busy.
A long time.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like, talk shit and share news, but you're like so confident. You're gonna kill everything that's causing us problems. It's yeah, I'm very excited. I'm dubious but excited. It's nice.
Very excited.
Right, it's 10:10, so unless anyone has any last questions that they want to ask, she will stand and smile at you. Yeah, give Tata this, and she just gives you a little emblem. And it just has a book on it, and on the front of the book is like crossed pickaxes. It's just a little gold medal that will get you in there.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Goodbye. Don't die. Farewell. And she will wander off back to her husband and sort of quite patiently talk to him. And you can see he's a little bit frustrated, and they start having a little bit of a back and forth. And you just hear, the last thing you hear as you exit the hall is, "They will not parley." And the door closes behind you. So we can leave it there if you like. Sorry we ran over.
Stuff, yeah.
I didn't think there would be quite so much roleplay tonight, but mistaken was I. I don't know what the Pudding King's name was. I'm still looking.
If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
I don't think it
Grimlock.
matters. Yes.
The Grimlocks, are they also in the Rock Blight?
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're like minions of the Medusa,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
I think the Pudding King's name was Mr. Kipling.
Oh, I wish I was as clever enough to think of that, but yeah, there is no name for him, so I don't know what his original name is.
With the Pudding King, you've got time to make it up. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it does. It just basically says that he was here when they very first arrived to take over 10 years ago, and he was a bit of a loner, kept to himself. So I don't think anyone really knew him, but he started experimenting on the oozes and the slimes and things until he was kind of they started hurting people and causing problems. So he kind of got exiled, but all he did was move into part of the city and make it a no-go area, effectively. So his name seems to be lost. No one really knows who he was, but you might be able to find out.
So I think there's a nice order to these, that it's like a domino effect that I think you could get. So I was thinking ghosts, just because it's nice, easy. I'll do ceremony, we'll do funeral rites, we'll do whatever we need to. Move them on. Were-rats, parlay. So we can do two things that will hopefully be minimal combat. That might then get us access to things such as the spell gems before we deal with the Rock Blight, and then maybe the Pudding King, because that's an army of oozes.
It's a lot of oozes, yeah.
I'm thinking if we can find that teleportation circle, power that up, that gets all the weapons across from Gracklestock.
Yeah.
And I
then
feel
the extra
that will be
bodies that they
found
need.
in one of these side quests.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think with the ghosts, that maybe gives us a chance to also interview a few people as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to get high with Dusko, right?
Yeah. That's tonight. I've got to sleep before I can
I forgot about
everything.
that. I forgot about him. When I wrote his character, he wasn't going to be on mushrooms. I don't know what happened there. That just happened. He just seemed chilled out.
So chilled.
He was.
The other fun little tidbit is if we find the teleportation circle and we go to Gracklestock to organise the weapons and everything and then send it back. Sending everyone through, I'm probably going to have to expend probably all of my spell slots to make sure it stays open long enough for everyone to get through. So I'm going to need to have a bit of a rest in between getting to Gracklestock and leaving.
It doesn't need to be your spells. Just to be clear, it doesn't all need to be yours. It can be anyone's, as long as someone will need to lead it. But you could have 10 people put 10 level 1s in, and it would work. But if you have a turn where you don't put a spell in, it will deplete by 1 level. So it's just a little mechanic which kind of makes it interesting to use.
Still, I was going to say it could be a lovely opportunity for us to go and see Gracklestock house.
Yeah, I made a map for it.
I'm not surprised. I never shut up about going to the Gracklestock house.
Oh, there's something else we didn't check about. What was it? Oh, it'll come back to me.
The house. I'm just scared that the house is going to be like on fire.
It's got a
down by the time
timber
we get
child
to
in it.
A load of
Squatters'
squatters. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it felt different to Gracklestug anyway.
It did. Partly because of the accent and also because of how chilled out everyone is in comparison.
I wanted it to be a nicer place. I think it is a generally nicer place.
I was trying to work out how many influences I could single out in the accent, and I think we got. There was a hint of South African there at one point. There's some Welsh.
It was not intentional.
French, some Swedish, I think.
I thought it was a very good accent.
I think it was brilliant.
It was fantastic.
It's a fantasy world, so it's better if it doesn't quite fit anyone.
I was listening to it the whole time, thinking in Norseman.
Yeah, I was a little bit. At times I was like, "Oh, it really sounds like Norsemen," but yeah. But yeah.
Very well done.
No, well done all. Like, I feel like I've literally got everything prepped for Blingdenstone. I've done maps for everything. So, because I thought you might go into something, but actually you did a good job of getting the lay of the land. I think the gnomes are quite open. They're not massively insular. They're not evil, that's for sure. It's quite a pretty city.
I like how we travelled here with the whole thing going. They won't let Drow into the city. They're like, there's no chance. They'll just be like, no. And then we just showed up. It was like, can we come in? And they were like, yeah, sure.
If you hadn't have written that in the backstory, they wouldn't have let you in. You would have had to go and do something outside the city to gain their favour. To have a chance of getting past that first bit. So it was good that you wrote that you knew someone in Blingdenstone because I debated whether to, because you were with another drow. They don't trust the drow at all because they destroyed their city and killed thousands of their people. So they don't trust the drow, but yeah, you know two of them. So that's, if someone trusts you, generally they're all right with you. So it was good that you wrote that because it would have been a lot more difficult. You probably would have been trying to fight turned earth elementals to get samples or something. Which you can still do.
Power of the backstory.
Yeah, which you can still do if you want. Right. I'll stop the stream. Thank you, everybody. Apologies again if you're watching for the accent. If it
In the words of the Queen, goodbye, don't die.
Goodbye, don't die. Yeah. Very great way with words. Yeah, if it has any likeness to any real world accent, is purely coincidental and unintentional, as this is a work of fiction. So apologies. Goodbye.
And also in the words of the Justice Keepers, don't be a dick, everyone.
Don't be a dick. I did really enjoy that bit where you were like, well, what's the rules? Well, just
don't be a dick. It's fair.
Yeah, well, I was kind of basing that on my experience of like Scandinavian countries where they, like, how we had lockdown here. Like in Sweden, they didn't have like a legally imposed lockdown because they all just knew they had to do it and just did it out of a sense of community. And because Vanessa worked in Sweden for a while, she was like, yeah, they didn't need it put down in law. They're just like, yeah, that's what we need to do, so we're going to do it for everyone's good. So I did think of that when it was like, yeah, they don't need it documented heavily because they just kind of, they're community minded, which I like. I like that. It's nice. And with that, goodbye. Bye-bye.